Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming The Lord of the Rings Online, and it has been quite a while. I think it's actually been over a month since I last played or did any sort of YouTube content. So I will be going on a few updates of just what I have been doing the past month and why this return has been a little bit extra delayed, but also in that process, I have to remember how to play LOTRO and how to stream. So we'll see how this starts off. And the first thing I want to do is actually get back on track with questing. So just a little brief recap. I did quest on this character a little bit, not quest, I played this character a little bit last week for a couple kin events, but otherwise I have not played LOTRO actually since my last live stream, which was when Anor updated to level 120 stuff. Let's see, find the way out of this cave, yarn fast. And all these quests are the ones I need to do, so that is what I want to start with. Beneath the Fold, that is another good one for me to do, I think. Because that will get me on track for the Howling Pit, I believe. Lost Lore, don't want to track that. All this other stuff I can pretty much track. Also, I did want to say hello to everybody who is here in the chat. We have, I believe I'm going the wrong way. Actually don't know the way out of this apparently. It's north and then the west from here, I believe. But did want to say hello to Hunsu, Malithor, Dans, and Lars Medi. And Miss Bella Games there. It's nice to be back, but I think it will take me good moment, maybe half an hour through the stream, I'll finally become comfortable and this will feel normal again. Because every time I take a break, and I think I mentioned this every time as well, it just feels kind of weird talking almost to myself and playing the game at the same time, but it'll just take a moment to get used to it. Okay, so I mentioned I played this character a little bit, and they were kin events, so we actually did the Ered Mithrin instances, and then I thought there was something else. Oh yeah, we did Moria instances on, I did it on my Beorning. Actually, when I did that, it was on my laptop, and then I eventually got back to my desktop. But one of the big reasons my break has been, let's say, about a week and a probably a week or so longer than I initially thought it would be, since I would have any content, is because I just haven't been in the mood to play LOTRO or even make videos. I haven't had much motivation, and I definitely didn't want to force myself to try to make content. That is something I try to maintain, that rule, to if I don't feel like making videos or whatever at all, to not like force myself to do it, because then I don't think the product would be good and it would probably have long-term negative effects. We have Hobbit gifts. On my return stream, I got very bad Hobbit gifts, but they're still gifts, I suppose. And hello to Zai as well. Welcome back. I was missed. I don't know if it's a good thing that you all missed me, but I guess it's more positively thinking. Good thing that I am back. Oh, I can mine that thing. That is a rust pock deposit. Also, this character is in a weird outfit because I am on a quest where I'm disguising as an Easterling refugee and I'm supposed to be doing stuff in Utterby, which clearly I am not quite yet doing. Also, still have to pan one more river. I actually have no idea where that is. Glimmers in the Water, that will be way in the west of the zone. Also, the reason I decided to do Iron Hills today, or just do content on Anor on this warden instead of Gundabad, is because I really don't feel like doing anything Gundabad related. One thing that I think was happening before I had the more so forced break, forget how to play, was I felt like I was starting to get burnt out with Gundabad, so it was a really good thing that level 120 came to Anor, but it's kind of a problem I have with endgame and LOTRO, is it's very repetitive, and with us only having at the time 2 3-man instances, just running those over and over was getting a little bit tiring and boring. So yeah, that I think is one thing that has not helped me come back earlier. I haven't been too excited for much content in LOTRO. Let's see. Unconscious, Harnessed. What do I need to do with them? Or do I need to do anything with them? I remember doing something with them earlier, I think, and I guess I got that done. So I still have something for the quest over here. What quest is this even? This is going to be Iron in the Iron Hills. Also, I can gather Thornholt branches. But yeah, I have some thinking of what I want to do in the long term with some things that maybe I'll talk about later. So the Ember Announcements, that almost motivated me enough to make a video on it, but I just didn't really feel like it, was why I didn't ultimately have a video on it, but I am tentatively planning on having a video related to that. I think at this point it's been, what, a week or so since all that stuff happened? I actually don't even know how long it's been. But I feel like at this point it's a little bit too late to cover it as a news type video. But I still think covering the topic of embers, moats, figments, and all that mess still could be good. There were quite a few things wrong with that, but I will say that, let's see, I think it's good that Standing Stone Games, first of all, made the announcement that they were doing that and didn't just have it in the patch notes for update 32 when the update went live. I think that could have been much worse. So while that's an improvement from having no announcement at all, I also still don't think it was a good way they handled it. So after the initial announcement of what they were changing from Embers and the initial post that I believe Cordovan made, Reninia made a very long forum post giving a lot of context that I think should have been in the very first post on, because it gave context information on why they were changing it and kind of what the goals were, if I remember correctly. But even after that, people still didn't like it, which I don't blame the people for not liking it, because it did kind of sound rough. And that's most of what I remember at this point. I really have to remember how to play this game again. It just feels so weird after having spent so long not really playing and just getting used to how things move and feel and look. To me, the biggest issue from what I saw with all that was the only ability to earn Embers of Enchantment. Actually, that's not true, because there would still be weekly quests and whatever other sources they may have potentially added. But you couldn't get Embers from running instances anymore, essentially. I also didn't like the idea of having moats used both at the level cap and while leveling. I much prefer the way it is right now, where embers are relevant for everything at endgame and can be earned from all the different content at endgame. Anyway, those are just some random thoughts on that topic. My Guardian or Runekeeper on Treebeard next week or month or so. I don't really plan to do too much with Treebeard. It's kind of a side server that I basically only play when we have kin events there, which is 1 or 2 times a month. It's been more consistently every other week the past couple months, but that's still not like enough playtime there where I really want to invest more than just that, playing my Runekeeper or Guardian there. Also, the novelty of the landscape difficulty has worn off a little bit to me, which is kind of what I think that's what I expected, at least. It's almost been so long since that happened. I forget what my expectations were for that. And yes, the level cap bridler in LOTRO is quite daunting. There can be meaningful group play as you level, but it can be hard to actually find groups for that group content as you level. I think there's a lot of great group content to do while leveling in LOTRO. But the problem is with so many levels, it's hard to find a group, as I mentioned. So a way to combat that is potentially joining a kinship where people do a lot of group content while leveling, or have a focused leveling group, which could also be in the form of a kinship, where groups make sure they do like all the content, group content, while they level together. Yeah, only thing that breaks into moats and embers as well is stuff out of loot boxes. That part was particularly annoying about the announcement. Also, as far as the caps go, they are very arbitrary. While I think currency caps as a player are kind of annoying, it doesn't really matter too much what the cap is. I think what matters more is what, like how many embers things cost, how many embers you get. Wow, we're already back to having spammers. I wish YouTube had an easier just like ban the person button, but we are making progress on quests. This is actually a good start. I feel like Iron Hills is kind of a deceptively relaxing zone. It seems like it shouldn't be relaxing with Otherby, all that's going on there, all the Easterlings, the Django bar and the such, but it's a very peaceful and relaxing zone overall to me, and it is actually a great start just running around searching for iron, which I still need to pan the river. What type of glimmers are we looking for? I've already forgotten. Just glimmering fragments. Oh yeah, it says source of iron. I was wondering if we were searching for iron there as well. There's been other things other than that huge embers thing, which I know has probably been the biggest topic in LOTRO of the year so far, but there have been other things going on in the game. Let's see. There was, yeah, angles of something. I forget what it was called. Angles of Minel something. I really don't remember the name of that place, just that it started with an M, I believe, which, if I remember correctly from the announcement, this is the update 32 zone, which that's also a lot to talk about there, but it is northwest of Eregion, west of Eregion, south of Trollshaw's, kind of in this, continuing down the Ford, maybe, this area, if I remember correctly. I wonder if collections map might show it. Might be able to show it there a little bit better. But yes, I believe this general area is where that zone was announced that it will be. Angle of Mithithiel? Mithithiel? Hello. It's not that I don't believe you, Josh, but I really hope that's not the name. That's too many ifs. But anyway, I don't think having that zone is a bad thing, or another Wildwood-like update is a bad thing, even though it's kind of soon after we actually had Wildwood. And I really enjoyed Wildwood, personally. So even though I don't think it's a bad thing, I actually think it's kind of a bad thing that it's the exact same, I don't know, exact same level as Wildwood, because Wildwood was 45. But it's a level range that is already saturated with a bunch of zones, whereas there are other level ranges that are not saturated and could use some alternatives. An example is, it is connected to Eregion. So I don't know the storyline behind it, but if there's some connection to Eregion somehow in the story, even just some broad general connection, they could have it as like a level 50 to 55 zone instead. That way there's still the connection in level. You have Trollshaw's, which is 35 to 40, and I think that's why they made that 40 to 45, because That just continues after Troll Shaws. But if you had a Regian as kind of 50-ish as it is, you could have that as post 50 and all that sort of stuff. Just to cover some different level range, that's a better alternative. Okay, so about raising the cap, Bella, you said that you're worried they're going to raise the cap on modes and pigments, then raise the cost of stuff. Yeah, that's why the cap itself can end up being arbitrary, because if they just raise the cost of stuff, then that almost doesn't really help with raising the cap. And if they at the same time increase the amount of stuff you get, then it's basically just bigger numbers, and that really doesn't have much of a real impact. Kind of like stat inflation is, I guess, a way to think about it. As you level up, the number of stat you need to get to, say, 200% physical mastery increases, but you can still only go up to 200%, even though you need more stat to get there. Oh yeah, I have to pan. I don't have to... I was pressing delete. I wonder if I could have panned on the mount. That would have been interesting to try. Also, I need more screenshots of this zone. I feel like you can never have enough screenshots of Iron Hills. And thank you for the welcome back wishes, Kirak. Yeah, I wonder... Bella, you mentioned Wildwood was fun, but also very small. I wonder what this update will be, if it will be similarly small, or what the deal is with it, or kind of what their goal is with it being, again, that kind of roughly similar level range. Okay, Thermite. Actually can't tell if it's an M or an N. But anyway, you have a question, it looks like, or statement. You said right now you do 6-man once per D to unlock good gear barter. And then Standing Swing Games' new proposal would have people do even less hard content for Embers, and that feels backwards. That would feel backwards. If you're doing even less hard content, then that is not a good thing. I honestly do believe LOTRO needs a total, like, reward restructuring. I think it's a good thing they have currency, barter currency. An example I can draw from is World of Warcraft. In times when that game did have currency, I'm thinking way back when they had like Valor and Justice. I forget exactly what those were called, but back when they had those, I remember liking those currencies. And at times when they didn't have barter currencies like that, I wasn't really liking the gearing as much. And I think ultimately what currency can help with, such as Embers, is combat RNG. So if you have very bad luck and never get good gear drops, then you can eventually acquire enough currency and barter for the gear. But the way they have it in the game, and the whole, I don't know, the whole way the rewards work in LOTRO for running instances, and the locks they have, the locks are, even if I don't run an instance more than once per week, the locks are still annoying to me. I could see having like a tier 4, tier 5 lock being once per day, just so people don't spam it. But the way it is right now is still more annoying again, even if I don't run those tiers or those instances all that often. We're making it to the giant dwarf statue. I actually don't know who this is supposed to be. I guess it says right here, the Dayanlik. So I guess it's supposed to be Dan, or a variation of Dan. I don't know who all the Dans are. Maybe there's only one. Yeah, I can never have enough screenshots. And Hunsu, that was the Valor and Justice, was Wrath of the Lich King era. I also found it to be one reason I like PvP in Mists of Pandaria. They had that, well, I guess they've always had that currency, but honor points, I think you actually bartered honor points or something like that. Not bartered honor points. I really don't remember what the actual currency was, but anyway, you bartered gear for it, basically. So that was something that helped make PvP fun. So I did make a video, not made the video over the break, but uploaded it over the break in December about Rune. And in general, I think Rune has a lot of reasons why it might be the next major update, expansion, storyline in LOTRO, but I honestly might prefer this place, what's it called, Rune. And there are also some hints at, well, there's some hints at a lot of different things coming up for LOTRO's future, but I think Rune is a decent possibility as well. It's kind of obvious. You have the big three ones as, what's this place? Nirn, Rune, and Ered would be like the three biggest places that are most likely for LOTRO to go next, but yeah, with that video about Ered, ideally I would have actually had 3 videos, and I guess I could still make 2 more about basically reasons. Good place to look over. I agree, it is a good place to look over. Oh, we still have to look. Nothing seems odd below closer inspection. Oops. I guess not here. Or do I have to actually go below? Oh, it just says complete below the day and look. I'm a little bit confused about that. Yeah, desert area would be neat, partially just because we don't have one in LOTRO, and I think the world building is usually quite great in LOTRO, even if the graphics are sometimes not very complementary to the world building. The quality of graphics, I should say, are not complementary to the quality of world building. Alright, I feel like we're below the day and look now. We're at his sword or axe. Oh, there's something I can actually do here. Is this actually for the quest, even if it's not where the ring is? Ah, this is, okay, this is the lead up to the... I don't think it's the lead up to the Dark Pit, the Howling Pit, that's what it's called. Yeah, playing MMOs for graphics seems... It would be fun to play MMOs. Hold up. It would be fun to explore MMOs that had great graphics, but maybe that's just better for RPGs instead of MMORPGs. Okay, so I did something down there. I don't know if that was relevant towards anything, actually. Seemed like that should have been. I still need to complete below the day and like, ah, there we go. Actually did complete it. Maybe that was for that quest and it just wasn't tracked since I have so many things here. Talk to Tuhal. Urshimal. Where is Urshimal? Butterby. Oh, the Jangovar call it that. Yes, a nameless in the open sunlight in the Iron Hills. It's a little bit odd. I don't know if going on this path with the war steed is the best idea, but it's fun. South of Eriador. There is stuff south of Eriador. So from what I remember, Standing Stone Games has said that it will not be South Eriador or west of like Ered the Wind. But I may be, 1, misremembering their exact statements regarding that, and 2, they could like end up backtracking off of that. Have I had the right webcam up the whole time? I believe I have, but I'm just curious. Okay. Sorry, it's been so long since I've streamed. For some reason, I looked over at OBS and I was like, I thought maybe my webcam face cam was in the wrong position. Also, I have the cat cam all nice and ready, but well, there actually is a cat on the cat tree, but not really showing much on the cat cam. Cat in the cat tree above my head right there. Anyway, distractions aside, yeah, I'm not feeling like something in the general area door area is going to be likely. I also personally would like to see forward waith, but I don't find that to be too likely. This is a nice view of what could potentially be a rune zone if they wanted to connect it to the Iron Hills in the future. Doesn't seem like there's much there, but they could probably make it so there's much there. Also, the particular way I'm facing, there's a neat looking forest way off in the distance. Trying to even see where that is. So I'm somewhere in the Iron Hills over here. Looking kind of this way-ish. I don't think I'm quite looking towards, say, northern Mirkwood that way. I'd have to look more west. Anyway. What was I even doing? Well, I have to actually go down, destroy grappling hooks. There's a hook, but not a grappling hook. Alright, I think I can stay on the war steed for this. So it goes everywhere. You said WoW definitely has a pretty art style to enjoy, but it's never been a quality that keeps you playing MMOs for long. Yeah, I think one thing that's important, somewhat important to me for MMOs or games in general, is they don't try to be too realistic, because if a game's art style is trying to imitate reality, often I will pick up on the differences and how it looks unrealistic rather than the positives and how it looks realistic. So usually games with a somewhat cartoony style or something like that, or with their own unique style, like WoW has and almost seems like LOTRO has nowadays, usually helps with me enjoying the graphics, I guess. Another positive thing about Iron Hills is it is basically the only zone where I think the ugly bushes actually somewhat make sense, and they're still ugly, but I feel like they actually have purpose in this zone. Not to make the zone ugly, but they just don't bother me as much here. Alright, what is this thing I need? Grappling hooks, that's right. Because the Jangovar, I guess, are grappling up from way down there. I talked about this before, I believe, my last live stream, and only live stream recently. Yes, these are lore-friendly ugly bushes. I talked about this before, though, but this would be a neat area to have a zone, actually. I think it looks almost plain and boring from here, but there are a few houses, and it'd just be a nice open area to roam around in, I think. We also have war steeds, might as well make use of them with a big zone. Even though I'm usually not the biggest fan of just, like, big zones. Kind of like we had with Gondor. Wow, this jumping is very hitchy. Wow, I did this before, but I want to jump down again just because it seems like you can. It makes it tempting enough. Like, it looks like you actually can jump down, so it's tempting enough for me to actually do it. Maybe they'll add a rock climbing system in the game in the future, and it will be introduced when they add this zone, so you can rock climb all the way up to this place, Iron Hills. I'm actually kind of enjoying this outfit, just to have something different. I've kind of recently grown tired of all my outfits. These are the main two I use. I haven't used that one like regularly in a while. This otherwise has been the main one I've been using. This I could almost make work, but didn't quite find anything to really get that outfit to work. Also don't know what colors I'm in the mood for. There's so many like cosmetic and outfit items in the game and possibilities, but I feel like I'm kind of too picky and specific about what I want for a character. It's so hard for me to make outfits. But that is something I'm hoping with this update 23 and update 24 content that we have on Anor, that at some point I'll find a nice cosmetic set along the way. Okay, continuing northwest. Like, this just looks so much like you could jump down there. That would also be in a neat area. I really don't know what it would do for a zone to have this river filled out, and besides just be a neat explorable area, though. Could do that rock climbing there. Actually, that's kind of sloped. Yeah, jumping puzzles could be neat. There's one in Ered, I forget what that is. There's also the one quest in Rohan, I think for one of the repeatables. Your hunter and LOTROs look the exact same since 2013. That's happened to a lot of my characters on Arkenstone, even ones I played regularly for a while. They look the same since like whenever Rise of Isengard was out. They look the same since that expansion, because that's when I probably got all their cosmetics. I had that blue outfit on my Runekeeper when I got the gray company outfit from the Isengard book quest. There are a few ones I used on heavy armor classes. I had the Moria crafted set dyed black. I also had the one you got at the skirmish camp. Like one of the rift sets, I think, for a champion or something. What is this thing doing way up here? Oh, can I move that? Isn't that usually here? Or am I thinking of something else? Let's see, probably don't want them overlapping. I don't know, I could put it here or here. No, probably if I have my inventory open. I'll just go with that. We'll see if that pops up again. And yes, Cat has finally back. Wait, actually, remember to also say hi to people in the kin. Oh, my inventory is full. Well, I remember to keep up with the lack of inventory management that is usual. I also only need one more grappling hook, but I see there are probably two more over there. I feel like LOTRO can be a tough game to play alts. I used to play alts all the time, but I just feel like the game lately has been sort of unfriendly to alts. Alright, might as well try it here. Oh, I actually made it down. Wow. I am shocked that I made it this far. How far can I make it? I feel like as soon as I jump off this one, I'm just trying to find a somewhat small drop, maybe right here. Oh, there we go. I mean, the landscape actually works. I don't just fall through the landscape, there's real landscape down here. Alright, time to retreat. I was just getting free transportation to wherever I am. Wouldn't it be bad to do Beneath the Fold, but I feel like it's a good time to do infiltrating this place nearby. Which apparently I just need to talk to this guy. And yes, I know FPS, LOTRO is my main MMO and main game right now. You've had your account since 2013, which I believe is when you set how long your hunter has looked the same. Continue. Chat. Okay, now we're actually going to let her by. Yeah, LOTRO, I feel like it's a good side game for some people, but it is indeed my main game. Oh yeah, session play. I've heard that is kind of broken right now. I don't know what about it's broken, but I remember seeing something about that. Oh, I'm back in my normal outfit. Ooh, I need to get rid of that one. I don't dislike this outfit, but oh, I got all the... Oh yeah, there was a like 75% sell or something on the outfit slot, so I got all of them, so I didn't even realize I had these unlocked. So maybe that's something for me to finish out. This is a new outfit. This also came with an outfit slot, but it was in a sell with something that gave Mithrin coins or something. I wonder how many LOTRO points I have, speaking of all this. Sales. I have 7,152. Okay. Maybe I should keep floating names on. So the stats for the character you play as in the session play are kind of broken from the last update. Okay, hopefully that is in the next update's fix. Which, by the way, the wording on the announcement for the maintenance is really weird. So, according to Standing Stone Games, there will be maintenance on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. And there will be an update tomorrow. They didn't specify the date of the update, but they said there will be an update tomorrow. But they still had to do the maintenance because they could not delay the maintenance. So, by their wording, there will be maintenance tomorrow, and then separately an update with downtime tomorrow. But I'm guessing what they actually meant was that there will be maintenance tomorrow, Wednesday, and that there will be an update tomorrow from Wednesday, so tomorrow's tomorrow, on Thursday, which will require additional maintenance, and they could not delay tomorrow's maintenance till Thursday. So that's what I'm guessing happened there, but we will see. Also, why do I have this buff on? Oh, it looked like the herbalist skirmish soldier buff. Let's see when this guy comes back. He gives me 60 in combat morale regen. Wow. That's 60 whole morale per minute. That's a whole lot of minutes, and oh, I want to calculate the number of minutes now. 20,000-ish? Oh, I have to actually go in Utterby, that's right. Let's see if the East Gate lets me get there. Do I have a Jango Bar Slayer? I do. At least I kind of somewhat remember the Gambit Masteries and Gambits and the such. I don't really have to care too much on... Oh, hey, my outfit switched. Oh, open that. There we go. Yeah, maintenance tomorrow and update on Thursday. That's a short version of what I also think is going to happen. If I remember correctly, Utterby was a fun place when you unlocked the thing where you could just run around killing everything. Undermine the Jango Bar by completing quests in Utterby.
You would do well to stay in line. Greetings. Ah, yes.
Oh, do I have to actually go outside for something? That is the gate. So I need to collect animal meat. What's the green one? Infiltrating? So I do believe I just have to go outside. Okay. I forget if there was actually trying to think of other things just in general that I have missed that I need to get caught up on, but the reward track. So at first the reward track was supposed to come out with Gundabad, update 31 in like November 10th. Is that when it was? But whenever that was, it was supposed to come out then, and then it was delayed till update 31.1 or something, and then update 31.2, and now update 31.2 is just going to be update 32. So all that went on. But also, it sounds like the reward track is going to be for more than just legendary items, which reminds me, I need to write that down if I didn't. Okay, so anyway, yeah, it sounds like the reward track might be for more than just legendary items now and include things like figments, motes, and embers. From what I remember hearing about. So perhaps that could explain some of the delay. Maybe they had it closer to being ready for just LIs and then decided they wanted to expand it to all these other things. But it's getting to be a really long time with having the LI system and having no reward track to go with it, because I still hear people, still see like comments on my videos about people not knowing how to get traceries, not knowing how to get ancient scripts and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, Bryant mentioned the Embers change being put on hold, so I wonder how that also would factor into it. If they did intend to add Embers, motes, figments, all that sort of currency into the reward track, but maybe that was supposed to go hand in hand with the changes they were planning for all those currencies. Maybe they'll not actually put that stuff in the reward track, or maybe it never was going to be in the first place. Okay, animal meat. I have 10 animal meat. I don't know how I got that much, to be honest. Also, is there a lizard slayer? Not lizard specifically, that is a Regan that has a lizard specifically. And I'm already almost done actually with the beast slayer, so I don't know that I have to worry too much about focusing on that. We've got Brink of Victory built up. Did that really just take out like half his health? One of these javelin skills? I'm kind of shocked on that. I don't think these other ones do that much damage. All my fancy javelin skills do less damage than those debuff ones. That is the state of LOTRO's. Is this even the right word? Intra-class? Balance within the class? Which applies not just to the warden, but there are a lot of like weird things like that with a lot of the classes. It also doesn't help that characters are kind of strong at this point in the game, it seems like. Hello, PDC1. But that I just one-shot a mob with piercing toss, and just did it again, is kind of crazy. And it's an on-level mob and everything. Oh, there we go. That wasn't a one-shot. Couldn't quite do it 3 times in a row. That one's going to put a bleed, which tick or 2 will probably kill it. Or maybe 3. Oh, I still have to collect edible plants? I feel like I've been doing nothing but that. For some reason, I just assumed I was getting close to being done with that. I got all the meat. Oh, but... wow. I think this year is going to be really interesting for my playtime with LOTRO and which server I end up playing a lot on. So at some point in this year, Nor is going to catch up to the live servers in terms of their level cap and just being caught up and essentially becoming a normal server, even if being VIP only and still having the XP debuff presumably. But I think it's going to be interesting what Standing Stone Games does with the server. They have mentioned at this point that they intend to continue to run the server, still have it and all that sort of stuff, but at this point the server is really low population, and I don't expect the population to improve when it reaches the level cap, and I would honestly call a more unhealthy population as an unhealthily low population. So ideally to me, they would do something about that. And I guess the question is, will they end up closing Anor? It shouldn't be a question, but there's also the question of if they will open free server transfers. Now, way back when they announced the server, I think they mentioned that they would open transfers off the server. Free transfers? I don't remember if it was specifically free, but having free... Oh, Durin's here? Why is Durin here? That is so random. Oh, I guess he's supposed to be here for the book quest. Okay. Okay.
I have studied the art of war and am no novice in its understanding.
But yeah, anyway, it will be interesting my playtime and what I want to do with my characters if they do open free transfers, and where my kin will go, if they will go anywhere, if we'll stay on Anor, if that is a thing, or yeah, what will happen. But that will be this year, very likely, so that's something to look forward to, I suppose. And then what else was I going on about? I think that was pretty much it. So Bryant, you mentioned that we're probably working at a stat rework in a year or two. Hopefully. I feel like Standing Stone Games randomly decides to rework the stats. They had them, I thought, in a good state for a while, and then they randomly changed. Somewhat good state. But then they had them changed again to be inconsistent, not only between the armor types, but the classes, if I remember correctly. So one thing I really like is when stats universally affect each class the same, or mostly the same. Say like your primary stat gives you 3 physical mastery. If that were the case for every class, 3 mastery, it could be tactical mastery. And vitality, say, gave you 5 morale, no matter what class you are, but that is not the case. I believe that used to be the case at one point. Then they changed it so vitality gives you less morale for different classes. Squishier classes tend to get less morale. And even at some points in the game, lighter armor had lower vitality levels than heavier armor. So there is that made the squishy classes extra low morale on top of the vitality stat itself giving less morale. I don't really like the inconsistency they have there basically between everything. There's also some classes like the Warden and Beorning, I believe Beorning still have this effect, where they actually have 2 stats that give their mastery stat. So Might gives 2 points of mastery, so it's less efficient than agility, but it's still a thing. And especially at lower levels, there are some actual applications when Might gear can be pretty good for the Warden because of that. Even at this point, I think I actually have some Might gear just because it's had the best stats I've come across. This actually goes about the vitality I was talking about. This has more defensive stats, which is all I cared about with these rings. So I actually ended up with 2 Might rings, even though it's not my primary stat, but I do have that benefit where I get some mastery out of it. Now, at the point of having those rings, I was at the mastery cap, but yeah. I forget my whole point with that. Oh yeah, just the inconsistency of stats and the such between the different classes. Also, at this point, the main stats are very inefficient. I think they're so much inefficient that they are too inefficient, where it's never like worth choosing a main stat if you can get secondary stats instead. Just because they don't quite provide enough. I am going to try to read that. This is a challenge. Bear Iceby Tharok. Bear Tharok scouting the approaches. Benezeg Utrod blinding the watchers. Mahin says Mehmet Koftan rescuing the prisoners. Isgur Narakaka defeating the reinforcements. Esnek setting a trap. Alright, I attempted it. Anyway, what is the whole point of these words? Using dwarf phrases. Okay, those are dwarf phrases that will be unfamiliar to Jengovar in order to confuse my foes to gain a strategic advantage when moving against them. Okay. So I'm supposed to scouting the approaches Jengovar tents on the eastern side of Utterby. That's kind of neat, even if it... I don't know so much the confusing the enemy there. Confused me. Yes, I definitely agree. I know that main stat should be priority in an MMO, and currently it is not really a priority at all in LOTRO. It just happens to be that piece of gear you want happen to have your main stat, and they add a contribution. Like, I have a lot of agility, which contributes quite a bit to my physical mastery overall, but if I'm looking at a piece of gear, I ultimately care more about... My target is not dead. That is for sure. Song of Despair. I don't want to hear that song. Alright, did I scout the tents? Not yet. Maybe, should I go into Utterby and turn these in just in case I have to come back out here? We'll see. I'll try it. Oh yeah, people are talking about level squish. Yeah, that is something that I am also... Now that I'm getting somewhat back into content, I thought doing a stream would somehow motivate... Did the cat leave? Cat sure did leave. I don't know where she went. Anyway, I thought it would somehow help motivate me potentially into making videos, because while I feel like playing LOTRO right now and streaming, I'm still not too much into the idea of making videos. More so actually scripting out a video. That's like the particular part I don't want to do right now. Uh-oh. You try us, sir. Is this guy Yolkon? Oh, 2 quests to talk to Tuhal. Is that a repeatable quest? Oh no, that's a turn in. Or continue. Okay, I think these are the 4 quests that I need. They do seem to primarily be inside here. Wouldn't it be a little bit suspicious if I am just breaking the shackles? I guess I'm trying to do it sneakily. I'll escape when no one is looking. Hope they aren't saying that too loud. So yeah, with a level squish in LOTRO, somebody was talking about daunting 140 levels. Maybe that's where that came from, but... Yeah, does LOTRO need a level squish, and how could a level squish work in LOTRO? I think the second question is the part that's harder to figure out, but I think simply a level squish could work as all you have to do to get not to the level cap, but get to, say, like one expansion away from the level cap, is go through the book quests, the epic quests, volume 1 through 4. And then to actually get to the level cap, maybe you could play through the latest expansion's content, something like the Legacy of Durin, as we have now with Gundabad, or something like that. And as an alternative to just doing the book quests and using those to level, maybe you could choose like a specific focus, like say Mirkwood, Isengard, like an old expansion's content to do the bulk of your leveling, or just bounce between them as you wish. That type of idea would require a lot of changes to LOTRO, like level scaling, which I don't think would happen much. But I think that's a way that they could implement it and still make LOTRO a story-driven game where you do, like, where the book quest is your main journey, going on like the whole path of the Fellowship and following that enhancement runes, incomparable. I almost don't care about those enough to even open that and find room in my inventory for that. Actually, Sing can chat.
Forgive my poor appearance.
Yeah, I think WoW actually did it in a pretty good way as well. Perhaps to me, the problem with doing something exactly like that in LOTRO is making sure that the book quests are like the focus. Or making sure that the epic quests are something you can just do all the epic quests and then level up in a way that makes sense. But if that were not the case, I would actually love something like WoW where you do some sort of intro thing, maybe through Bree. Like the end of Bree is the intro levels, and then you can choose your journey. You can choose Eriador, you can choose Mirkwood. Maybe they could even have Eriador be the intro instead of just through Bree. And you have a bunch of different options for this intro with how many zones there are. And then you can choose, say, Rohan, Erebor, the dwarf stuff I'm doing now. You could choose even Mordor or something like that. What there are other places than Rohan, Isengard, Mirkwood. Although Mirkwood's not really that much. Maybe it would have to be like Moria through Mirkwood.
Let us speak.
But anyway, you could have all that sort of stuff as like a focused area for the bulk of your leveling. And then you have the expansion, the newest expansion's content. I just don't quite see that working as well given what LOTRO has. What do I need to do? Track nearby quests. Well, that didn't help. Help Yulkon. Do I just need to turn it in? Lest they fall victim. Do I have that? Oh, I do. It just didn't track. So I tracked nearby quest, and that did not track, unfortunately. Alright, so Worn Away Easterling Refugees. These are going to be from Scalge Drop. Oh, traveling into the Ironfold. Are they in here? Infiltrating. We have Lest They Fall Victim. Climbing the ladder. Apparently that's ready for... No, that's the one to do this. That actually is going to be Scalge Drop. 3:30 a.m. where you are, PDC1. Now we're back to a normal stream where it's always like 3 o'clock for somebody. 3 o'clock in the a.m. I do think one important thing with if they did a level switch like that is to have alternatives. So one thing that LOTRO does right now is For certain areas, you are kind of forced to do the content if you want whatever unlocks, which can be important to character progression, such as book quests, and such as West Rohan and Central Gondor. So, avoiding a situation like that, I think, would also be ideal if they did do anything to rework LOTRO's leveling in the future. Okay, so we did... Nope, we still need to warn away some people. That was... we were doing the book quest there. Isgur Narakaka. Narakaka? Apparently that is not killing that random Jengovar. And sick to waylay the Jengovar at the cliff face near Scourge Drop. Oh, we're going down to Scourge Drop for that. That actually lined up pretty decently. LOTRO is doing fine. I would probably agree with that, but could definitely do better. I think one of LOTRO's biggest problems is, one, getting new players, and two, maintaining new players. This is probably not unique to LOTRO, but it feels a little bit extreme in LOTRO, where people start to play the game, and then either the monetization or just general new player experience tends to drive them away. I definitely think they could do better with that. And for people that are currently playing, do some better stuff to prevent them from eventually leaving or getting bored of the game. Which happens to me occasionally. That's why I think breaks from LOTRO are good. One problem with that is, as far as like maintaining YouTube content and doing that, is unfortunately a little bit tough to do other stuff. New World actually did okay for a while there on my channel, but one, I have started enjoying the game a lot less. I haven't even played it since... I tried it once again in December, I think, or something, or late November, but haven't played it since then, and the mid to high levels part of it, I'd consider it more so the high levels, have really dropped off from the low to mid level experience. But one thing I have thought about, just speaking of doing totally different games, is actually trying to do Breath of the Wild. I have been oddly in the mood to replay that. I think I saw they had, this was a long time ago, but they had some like extra high difficulty mode or something, and some like expansion with that. Some sort of something like that. I thought about trying that and actually streaming that. I know also in the past Nintendo has had some weird things with streaming or uploading their games. Gameplay of their games, I mean. But the problem is right now I don't have a capture card and I don't know what the audience interest would be, but it's something I would have some interest in. Now there are a couple concerns about that. When I think of playing something like Breath of the Wild or Nintendo Switch in general, I usually think of it more as a couch game, as in I am about 5 to 10 feet over to my right, that way, on the couch instead of here, and I am turned facing the TV that's behind me. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, so having a like face cam, webcam, a camera to capture me and audio at the same time with a microphone to do that in the couch position would be tough. And I could always put my like switch at the monitor here, do that, could do all that. But one problem is I would need a capture card, and yeah, it would be pretty tough to do the whole regular stream setup but from a couch. Now, speaking of stream setup from the couch, you might notice I have my old desktop behind me, which might be able to run LOTRO. I mean, it used to run LOTRO just fine. It's got my older CPU and my older GPU, but LOTRO is a kind of old game and ran mostly fine on that. But one thing I've thought about trying to do is a video on, as I'm calling a couch setup here, but sort of living room TV setup of playing LOTRO on a desktop connected to a TV, and just reviewing the experience of that, which might not be so great. Like, it might be a fun idea to try, but playing LOTRO on a 4K TV with its UI and lack of scaling there, that would probably be the bulk of the video, just talking about that instead of the interestingness of the setup. I feel like LOTRO is very playable on a lot of different stuff and, say, lower end hardware. Even on something like, well, even very old laptops that I have played on, or very not so powerful laptops, it runs fine on. I don't run on max settings or anything like that, but it plays. Here I actually am. I believe I'm on max settings. Let's see, if I go to regular graphics, it shows custom, probably because I turn a couple of things that I don't like off. For example, distant landscape lighting, I actually do not like the visuals of that. That said, there are some areas up close, even though it's distant landscape lighting, where I think it does improve the looks a little bit. Actually, this area looks kind of not bad. But something way off in the distance there, I just don't like the distant landscape lighting. I actually think it makes it look worse to me. Certain surfaces, I'm actually noticing in this particular zone though, certain surfaces don't look bad on it like that. Anyway, I turned that off because I don't like it. And then I turned frills way down. I'm actually up to 0.2. I used to be at 0.1 on those. Yeah, I feel like WoW runs better than LOTRO at least. But yeah, runs on everything but runs well on nothing. I don't know how well WoW scales with more CPU cores, but LOTRO is not multi-threaded at all, so that's a big like performance hit to it. Do I play strategy games? Probably not. I say probably not because not that I am aware of, at least. Some RTS type games, that's what they're called, real-time strategy. Some of those I've had interest in, but have never actually like properly played one. There's also some random, I'd almost call them world building type games. Like, I think Anno? Is that what it's called? Like Anno 1800 or something like that is one I have heard of. I believe WoW does use multiple cores. I think it is multi-threaded. I just don't know how well it scales with. So let's see, what's my CPU? My CPU is 8 core, I believe. Something like 8 core, 16 threads compared to, I don't know, double that. Or how much like CPU speed matters. Oh, Anno is good. You play it, Hunsu? Maybe that's something I should try. I don't even know what type of game it is. I called it a world building type game. Not world building as in building a world for an MMO. I always talk about world building in LOTRO, but you like build your town up. I really have no idea what those type of games are called. There's like I don't think it's quite like what I would call Sims, a simulation game. I don't think it would quite be strategy, but it could be. Okay, most games don't use more than 6 cores. My setup is i9-11900K CPU. It was a little bit bad timing, but I am actually quite happy with the upgrade, and considering LOTRO is my main game, it made the CPU more appealing. And when I got it, it was surprisingly cheaper than the 10900K, and that was a little bit odd, but... Oh, what is a cur? These guys are throwing insults at me and I have no idea what they even are. Wow, his battle cat did a whole lot of nothing. One thing that having even like having say an AMD CPU or the better Intel one that came out, the 12900K, would be video editing and the such. And rendering. That is one place that is like CPU bottleneck for me, is video editing still. I need to talk to Tuhal. Also, I have to do something about my inventory. I have a whole bunch of earrings. I probably don't need all those. I have that necklace, I have that earring, level 130 earring. How did I get that? I have that random pocket item that could potentially be an upgrade just because of the massive vitality. I got a whole bunch of random stuff that I don't really care too much about, but I don't want to... Okay, let's get rid of that. That will let me get one enhancement rune box. Let's see if there's one of these neck earrings. So I have evade, agility, but it's evade and crit defense. Probably don't want that. I have 2 of those. I don't want either of them. Probably don't want the... Yeah, agility, evade, and crit defense. Probably don't want either of those. And that will at least let me get that thing.
Forgive my poor appearance. Ah, yes.
Oh, so that's my CPU. I mentioned that just because we were talking about it, and I know LOTRO is more of a CPU intensive game, if you could call it that. My GPU is an RTX 3070 Ti, quite happy with that. Okay, building your town/cities, have to manage resources and people's needs. Yeah, those type of, as you say, chill games, the idea of them is actually quite appealing to me, but I have not actually started one, played one, or looked too much into one, but it's something I wouldn't mind. One problem I have with those is I tend to think about mobile games, which tend to be very heavily time gated, where you're just waiting for resources to free up. And if I actually paid for a game or like a proper game, I have no idea if Anno's like this. It's just one I've heard of that I know some people like, I guess. I have no idea if Anno is like that, but I think I have a tendency to kind of shy away from those just due to mobile games being very time gated and of course monetization heavy. Yeah, that's the thing with my CPU choices. For one thing, I want like single core performance for LOTRO, which pushes towards Intel. But then AMD has, as you mentioned, the 5900X, 5950X, I think is another one. I think there's even a 64 core, maybe not. Maybe it's 32 core and 64 thread, but something like that. That would be very great, of course, for video editing and rendering and basically everything. Except for LOTRO would be like slightly less optimal, which... Yeah, but I was at the point where I really felt like my CPU was struggling, which was the 7700K, which was not a bad CPU. I had an actually great setup for a long while that lasted a long while with the 7700K and GTX 970. But I felt like it was time to upgrade. Also, with all the great viewers and the such on YouTube here, it gave me the financial opportunity to do it. And I like had been getting towards thinking about actually doing games other than LOTRO that are more intensive that could use the better resources. But yeah, as far as like going on and on about editing videos, that's just because that's the one situation I've noticed the CPU is. Let's see. Where I am more CPU bound. $1080 Ti, that's probably, if I had a GPU like that, I might have tried to wait a little bit longer towards getting one, but in the current day market, getting a GPU at MSRP, it's a way marked up MSRP, but it still is an MSRP. That's another thing. Speaking of RAM, that is actually something that I could probably use an upgrade on. Actually, I was running my RAM at like whatever XMP thing, but then I think I had an issue and I'm not anymore. So I'm actually not down to 32 gigabytes, but I'm at 32 gigabytes of RAM and down to 2666 megahertz, it looks like, which could be better, but maybe that's something I'll wait for the next upgrade to really worry about. There's a game that's coming out called Broken Ranks. Free to play, looks PvP heavy. GPU is RTX 3070 Ti from EVGA. Ideally, I would have gone with 3080, but beggars can't be choosers. Okay, it looks like I'm still doing good about not wasting anything actually useful. There's really nothing. Oh, I actually probably about to say there's really nothing I can do about my inventory until I see there is something, even though that essence could actually be useful just for the might. I could destroy all these unnecessary traceries and that would let me do my thingy. Yeah, that I got a good GPU is a miracle in itself. That's why I was very happy to take it. I'm actually at a point where I'm comfortable enough with my PC setup in general. Of course, adding more hard drives, more SSDs, more storage, more RAM, better RAM. That type of stuff would be like, I would like that. I'm actually at a point where my next big upgrade that I am planning is more so with my desk and with my chair. My chair isn't horrible for being like an $80 chair or whatever it was. Might even have been, actually don't remember how much it was. It was a Sam's Club chair. I think it's been very great value for whatever price it was, but there are just a few things about it that are less than ideal. One, having to put a pillowcase on the back. And two, it is not perfectly comfortable. While it's very comfortable, could be a little bit more comfortable. And the upholstery material I really don't like, which is bonded leather. And it's already tearing apart on the armrest, and it only had it, I guess at this point, like almost a year and a half, but still. But I've been looking into desks, less so chairs, but my dream desk, it looks like would be close to $2,000, which is very expensive for a desk. Currently, I'm running a utility table, running a utility table, which was $50, I think. And it's quite big. It's 6 foot by like 30 inches depth. So it's very nice size, but as an all-in-one desk that I was looking at, up desk, or a large L-shaped desk that can move up and down, it would be about that expensive, if I remember correctly. That said, I've also looked into more of a building my own desk. But the main problem is actually getting legs, which I have not looked too much into at this point. But anyway, the whole point is that I feel like my PC is in a good enough state where I'm more so looking at upgrading my setup by things like that, rather than actually upgrading the PC. Recently, my most recent was a solid state drive, which is 2 terabytes, I believe. Yeah, an M2 SSD. So I currently have 2 out of the 3 slots for M2 SSDs filled up. One of them's 200 something gigabytes, which was, actually forgot where that was from. I thought that was 180 gigabytes. No, I actually have no idea where this SSD is from. Because I really don't think I just randomly bought a 237 gigabyte SSD.
The Dale lands will be ours yet. Yes, Chaya Seer?
I am really not sure.
Chaya Seer.
I remember. So I was getting 2 different SSDs mixed up. One was an M.2 SSD from an old laptop, which is the current one on my desktop that I was talking about. But also I had an old SSD 2.5 inch SATA one that is in the other desktop there that has the Windows OS. I was getting those 2 mixed up.
Challenger? Good. I was growing bored.
But yeah, the one thing I was thinking about looking into for actual PC upgrades would be some hard drives. Because I'm kind of getting to a point where with all my recording and footage and YouTube stuff that I would like to keep all my recordings stored somewhere. And I'm just starting to run out of space for that. I am running Windows right now.
I will spread word of your triumphs.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's an alternative to Windows that I'd quite use. I'm actually running Windows 10 still. I have not made the jump into Windows 11. I actually think this desktop, according to Windows, is not ready for Windows 11, even though you can download it anyway, as far as I know. It wasn't hard to get me to go to Windows 10. I think I did that pretty early, like as soon as it was available. But getting me to go to Windows 11, that's going to be quite tough. Are we going actually into that camp? I came out of it because that's where I thought the quest was, but it honestly looks like that tower is inside Utterby, which I almost can just jump into. Well, there's the guy I need to talk to. Problem is, the game won't let me jump up here. Oh, something was weird there. I was looking at the comment about not bother getting Windows 11 because it's booty, but wait, am I stuck? Unable to get down now? Oh, well, that was a little bit weird. Yeah, at this point I will do Windows 11 whenever I have to. I think eventually it might be better than Windows 10, but that's a might be, and that's an eventually. Not enough for me to care about it right now. Okay, so this time, make sure I actually go the right way.
Yes.
Two Halls family. What did they try to do? Will escape. Okay, when they're able. So we need to talk to Kunchat.
Good work,
Oh,
Chayas.
hey, he has some armor for me.
Proven yourself a skilled warrior
The
for
waist
Laboratory.
coast of the Dwarf-holds. Wait, is that actually what it looks like? Let's see. I don't think that's actually showing what it looks like, but I want to know what it looks like to know which one I want to pick. Because the chest piece is not good, and if I actually like the look of the waist coast better than this thing, then I would rather get the light armor. External hard drive. I've thought about looking into more of an external hard drive, but I don't know, those sometimes scare me a little bit. Especially if I got like a, say, 10 to 14 terabyte one. Trusting all my backups to that would be a little tough for me. Okay, what am I trying to do? Oh yeah, I was trying to look at that. I'll just go with the medium armor one and hope it actually looks okay. Hello, Michael. It is good to be back. Oh yeah, that was a big thing today. Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. It'll be interesting to see, maybe in a couple years, I don't even know if effects would go in that quick, but say a couple years down the road, what is different with, I think World of Warcraft is a big one, of course, in the MMO genre, but I'd also be interested to see what happens to something like Call of Duty. Way back in the day, I actually played that on the Xbox 360.
Akuluch has asked to see you both.
But I've had basically zero interest in that game the past few years. Also, Halo, I've thought about playing that on PC. I believe that the multiplayer is free. I thought about trying that as well.
I have given those two long enough. If they failed, that is on them. The time
How
has
long
come
does it
to deal
typically
with the
take to
Titan
level a
pirates.
character from level 1 to max?
War shall be upon them.
That is such a hard question to answer, I feel like, because if you try to level very fast, you can level somewhat fast in LOTRO, but a lot of people that I know of, and yeah, a lot of people that I know of tend to level slower and take their time with the game, enjoying the story and kind of going through it slow and not really caring too much about leveling fast. So it takes extra long with that. I really don't have a good time estimate. It's been a long time since I have leveled a character 1 to 140, partially because it takes so long. And there's just a lot of content to go through, which can be a good thing to some people, but just the amount of time it, say, takes to level up to max, I think can also be more of a turnoff for some people. I also tend to have a problem in LOTRO where if I did level a character from the start, I could probably get them to, say, Rohan, and then I would have a tough time getting them past Gondor. So going through Rohan through Gondor content, actually Mordor would probably be even tougher. But really Gondor. Okay, so we are watching Jangovar Lord. Who is Jangovar Lord? That guy. And is Jangovar Lord more of a lord? No, that's a generic NPC. This guy seems to be the actual leader. Chayasir. Still don't know what Chayasir is. Maybe that one's less of an insult and more of a person. Dorwinion. Oh, one thing I have to get used to is sitting for so long and my legs. Could always get up and randomly walk around, but that means I would have to leave the stream for a minute, and that would also mean I'd have to not be lazy for a minute. And I think this cat is happy to have the streams back. Hello, Jonathan. Hey, miss. Yeah, the level grind, it really is a long time, but I feel like the best way to think about LOTRO is not a level grind and think about it as enjoying the journey. I feel like LOTRO is actually a bad game if you want to just level really fast and get to end game content and raiding. I think it's much better to have a playstyle where you're more so excited to enjoy the leveling process. That's also one reason, just thinking about upgrading my setup to a desk that can go up and down, a sit-stand type desk, is I would probably try to spend a lot of the stream. Ooh, this actually looks fun. Their health isn't showing though, which is kind of disappointing. I don't know how much health I'm taking down. I think she's missed shoving her tail into my face while I'm streaming as well. And causing me to knock over my water. Which I should have my normal water bottle back soon, I just have to wash it. I have a cat bed right here, but it does not like it. Oh. Ah, what are we doing? Oh yeah, so this is when you actually get to fight all the people. We're still in the instance, okay. I guess I don't have to fight all these random Dingobar because they are all grayed out. Are they following me, or am I supposed to follow them? Also, when did Nan get here? Which, by the way, this is kind of interesting. I don't think I talked about this yet, but it's been a long time. I don't remember what I talked about last stream, but I was talking to somebody in my kin they play a dwarf and they're, say, a little bit more invested into the lore and dwarf lore than I am, but I still find it interesting anyway. And the whole point of this is that we were talking about Nan, and I know that there is a Nan in the Blood of Azog, but there's also a Nan here. They are actually different Nans, and at this point I forget which Nan is which, but this is the modern day Nan, and then the Nan in Blood of Azog might be, say, the grandfather of Nan the Slakeless, but I forget exactly. Anyway, they are different Nans. And yeah, Nan also travels with us. Nan the Slakeless, to be exact, travels with us into Gundabad, I believe. A lot of these dwarves do. Lord of the Iron Hills. Alright, well, what does he have to offer me? An oak ring, a gold ring, or a steel ring? Well, that one's not bad. I would boost up my crit rating a lot. Crit rating is actually a stat I could use a lot of. Otherwise, it's not the most appealing, but it's probably better than what I have at this point. I don't really need defensive stats and killing things faster. I will take that. This is a ring. We'll replace the locked one. Lock that one. Find this thing. I need to find that for a while. Apparently don't have enough room for that. Don't have enough room for that. Oh yeah, chest piece. I can see what it looks like now. I actually don't like that chest piece at all. Okay, I need to destroy something. Acorn. Sorry to the guardian that gave me that. cat has me in such a weird position where I'm like that with my arm. Okay. Oh, wait, there we go. I might as well go ahead and disenchant that as long as I'm nowhere near the moat cap. That is also one problem with the caps is I sometimes end up hoarding things just so I don't get to the cap, and that's actually a ring that I could end up doing that with. All right, Daniel. You said, thank you so much for advocating Warden. Yes, Warden is a great class, and I'm glad you also think it's the best class in the game. And, oh yeah, if you're playing on, I haven't actually played Warden on one of the higher difficulties and those servers, but I suspect it would be pretty fun in those. For me, I just heard an email. That would be... Just need to close that. It's very windy outside. If y'all hear background noise, I hear it gusting right now. But, oh, can you actually hear the cat purring? I hear her purring. Okay, did I defeat these things? Did they defeat me? Continue the fight, yes. I remember getting, I would almost call them landscape raids, but getting groups to just run through this, and it was farmed for something like this. I don't know if it's better by continue the fight that's going on here, but groups would form and basically just go through this thing and farm it. I think even outside of the quest, if I remember correctly. Now that part I might not be remembering correctly, but I don't know if it was like landscape drops or something. I think that's one reason Standing Stone Games is so hesitant to actually put landscape drops in the game, is because of their loot system of having everybody get their own loot, which is, I think, is fine for most normal landscape situations, but it creates this problem where if they like miss out on potentially, I'm about to die. Oh no, don't need impressive flourish. No. We need a less impressive flourish of resolution. Oh, not another impressive flourish. I'm reminded of lag and why it's bad for Warden right now. That was so close to being much better. That is fun about Warden, by the way, Joshua, if it succeeds. But I think the gambit system in general keeps combat interesting, and their past fantasy to me is pretty fun. I like the kind of mixing up. Oh, I don't actually need to use that. Okay. I'm going to try this again, but one, I will move the cat. And two, I will try to not do so many impressive flourishes. I'll keep the flourishes less impressive. And I will find the stubborn dwarf lords. So basically I'll run in a giant circle again and hope I kill everybody I need. Wait. Oh, Jingovar lords. Did I say dwarf lords? I hope I said Jingovar lords and not dwarf lords. Oh, that was such a bad exaltation of battle. I also think more active removing, which I feel like I wasn't not doing that. But actively removing my debuffs would be pretty important. And mixing in resounding challenges, the way these things die is by me killing them, not by me outliving all their damage they do to me. Okay, there we got resolution, except it's not going to anything. Oh man. I gotta play better. Oh, do you actually res in here? That is perfect. It just means I can keep on trying this until my armor is broken, right? Okay, so don't want Maddening Strike. That's even worse than Impressive Flourish, I think. Yeah, Warden, I could definitely see it being hard in the wars because of lag. Sometimes it's hard on landscape because of the lag. I make it extra hard because of what I try to do on the landscape, but the lag does not help, especially I think a good example is when a Gambit builder gets missed and it totally messes up the combat. While in both of those situations, I might not have survived, even if I did actually get all my, say, resolutions off instead of building Impressive Flourish, because what I have on Shift 3, the 3-1 builder, getting skipped over. What was the whole point of that? Even if that didn't happen, I maybe would have died anyway, but don't really know. Hey, I apparently killed 3 stubborn Jangovar lords, so I guess we can leave. Travel now. Lore Master, Genji Swords, Genji Swords? Lore Master is a pretty good class. That is one that I have played twice to medium levels and once to high levels. As in, I have 3 Lore Masters, 2 of them are around level 60, one of them is 120, I believe. I don't think he ever got above 120. So I need to go to Two Hall in Dale, all the way over there. And then name the Slakeless, not this version, but the Yarnfast version. And otherwise, let's track nearby quests, because I'm probably missing some other things I need to do here. Maybe, maybe not. Danger at the... Well, if a dangerous game is tracking, let's see. Disquiet in the halls. That is Ered Mithrin. As we go to Kingthorn, okay. Got Dale. Got Wolf Pelts. Where is this? That's actually Ered Mithrin. Ironfold, here we go. Yarnfast, 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 and Dale. Also page 8, wherever that is. Might be good to look at that on the LOTRO wiki. So, Ironfold, Lost Lore of the Dwarf-holds, Ironfold, page 8. Usually they have a map or something like that, I thought. Walk through. There we go. Here's the map. So as far in the northwest, yes, I definitely would not have come across that. So this is actually, I think, just an interesting area to explore that we haven't been to. So I will explore that, get page 8, just so I can finish off this Lost Lore. And then I believe my return home is to Yarnfast. And then I can go to Dale, Erebor, whatever I need to do there. And then it will probably be, I think, a good point for me to wrap up the stream. I know this will have been a shorter stream, but that was my intentions from the start. It's getting kind of late. I also started the stream a little bit on the later side. But yeah, probably don't think I'll start Ered Mithrin today. I put that in the title just in case I got there, but expected to finish the Iron Hills. And, oh, there's actually a quest here? I wonder why there's a quest here and why I would have never come across it. It makes me feel like I missed some sort of quest in the zone that would have been a breadcrumb here. Unless it's just a quest you're supposed to randomly find and it's not connected to anything. I don't think those quests are bad, but they usually don't exist, as far as I know, at least in LOTRO. So it just makes me feel like I missed something rather than I found something interesting. But there are some quests like that way back in the day. It was also a thing in WoW, I believe. But there's some random quests between around the Midgewater Pass, maybe. Between the Midgewater Marshes, maybe around here? East of Chetwood, northwest corner of Lowlands, west of Weathertop. There's some sort of random quest set around there for a level 20-ish, if I remember correctly. Yeah, one thing with the Warden, especially with what I am doing on this character, is the build-up in fights is very meaningless. If you're one-shotting things as a Warden, then those are very strange times indeed. And a lot of the Warden damage is based on damage over time. So actually experiencing that build-up in combat and regular fights and the such is... Wow, this really hints at Talking about hints of Ered. Those are some hints of Northeast. Wow, there's really Withered Heath. No, Withered Heath is in Ered Mithrin. There's some hints of extended Withered Heath from Iron Hill side in this zone. Upon the pass to the Min and Grun. Is Min and Grun the same as Withered Heath? Like, is this actually supposed to take you towards that? Determined to follow the dark road to the Grey Mountains. Okay, so this would be Min and Grun. Is that actually a place up here? There's the Anvil of Winterstith. There's the Anvil, and there's Winterstith. Then there's the Anvil of Winterstith. Anyway. It'd be like basically the road north of Erebor instead of the road south of Erebor towards this. Slightly south, mostly west. Oh, I meant to read that quest text actually. It's going to take a moment. Path better taken, there we go. Ungor, I know he comes back in Gundabad. Sealed, okay. You need to break through, but they resisted my efforts. Alright then. Oh, allegiance, okay. I wonder, can I just abandon these? I kind of want to keep them a little bit. Hall of the King. I forget where that takes you, Minas Tirith? Hall of the King, that would make most sense to me. The Tower of Ecthelion. That one could be useful just because of that. The other one also want to be not useful, but the difficulty setting is only if you're on Treebeard or Shadowfax, and you have to talk to an NPC, I think, in the starter towns. I am familiar with the one in Keladum. It's right by the Stable Master, actually right across the road, like, say, 6 feet or so across the little road path. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to use my map home to your best. That NPC there will give you the different difficulty options. She really did miss these streams. There should be an achievement for falling in that. Also, I wonder if you can read Dwarfish? I believe that's what this is. What that actually says. I'm guessing that says danger. Actually, don't really know. I was trying to find something real quick, but it does not seem that there is an easy online translator from English to Dwarfish to see if that was danger. I see there are enemies on the minimap. That's a little bit odd. I think those are enemies. What else would they be? I don't see little red dots anywhere to indicate that's what it would actually look like. Anyway, we need to go to Nan. Legacy servers, the legendary servers of Treebeard and Anor. Not Anor. Treebeard and Shadowfax. Anor does not. Treebeard and Shadowfax do have the difficulty settings. Investigate Southern Mine entrance. So that's beneath the fold. That's the dark... I keep wanting to call it Dark Pit. The Howling Pit. Ooh. Now, I already know that the medium armor set is ugly, or at least the chest piece for the presumably medium armor set is ugly, but this might actually have stats I want. No, it has crit defense. I do not want that at all, so I can't tell by the boots if the light armor looks good, but maybe this would help me work towards the light armor set. Oh, I should probably... I'll get rid of random stuff.
Understand another dwarf is to be traveling with us?
How about 5 piles of pebbled filth? And just check nothing interesting there. Let's get my deconstructor again. Disenchanter. I'll save the boots just in case for cosmetic. Apparently locking while I have that does not work. Oh well. Enhancement runes can open these. These will give me... Wait, scrolls plus gold winter gift. Hobby deer. Hobby deer? Ah, that's one of those. Okay. It's not like an actual deer. Bound to account. Those... Oh, those were probably from instances. I had all this stuff I could have, like, stacked this whole time. Incomparable enhancement runes. Shield Piercer. Don't believe I would have Shield Piercer. But just double check, just so I don't, like, write it over. Yeah. So, Disenchanter. Better known as Flame of Encalamir. Except that Althi Gem Cutter, so we have a couple things to do in Erebor. Investigate Southern. I would rather actually go ahead and start with the Beneath the Fold, continue getting towards that Howling Pit. So Southern, that would be over here. Try to make sure I'm not falling into a pit. I think that actually takes you way out. Oh, that's a random quest. And this is going to be an earring, which I have plenty of for level 120, but still. One for the meantime wouldn't be bad. Got a lot of vitality. That's not interested, and not interested. Okay, so this one has evade rating and crit defense. This one has crit defense and fate. I'd actually rather that might one. Now the question is, would I rather this than either of the earrings I have right now? And I don't think so. Okay, nothing seems amiss. So we need to go to the eastern mine entrance. It's a little bit odd, I think, that you can't use goats here. This seems like an internal place that you would be able to me. Oh, that's... Wait, Althi Gem Cutter. Apparently he traveled all the way over here and I completely forgot about that, so we did not need to go to Erebor to talk to him.
I had only been cleaning for a short time when I found... Well... You will see.
Looks like they are roasting some food that we'll just leave there. A lot of spider webs in here. Cobwebs maybe too. There's a door here. I see a little crack right here. Almost shows to another room. Looks a little interesting in there. I don't know if we actually go into there, but I wonder if it's intentional to have this. Probably is intentional. Have this like open right there. All right, time to stretch. Where do max level people tend to hang out? Right now, I would guess outside of the steep set. Is that what it's called? In Gundabad, that place, the new like missions hall / allegiance hall area that also has some town things. That place in Gundabad, probably right outside that / in that. Oh, we're searching the house of the father. Continue. So, am I supposed to find something specific or just search everything? Oh, wow. Alright, does the quest text, it just says search, so it doesn't really help me with anything. I wonder if it's the same thing every time. It would almost be neat, I think, if it was kind of random for each player which item it was in, but it's probably found out, and people that have done this a bunch probably know exactly which one it is. It is true that people probably do hang out on the moors as well. Personally, I like to hang out in Galtrav, but not many people stay there anymore. Painting? What is that a painting of? It's a dwarf. Is it Moria? It actually looks outside. It looks like... It almost looks like a Golden Inn sort of area. Where am I thinking? Almost Evendim Trollshaw's like. I feel like I've seen this place in game actually, but I can't quite pinpoint it right now. It's one of those like idols of Sauron, is that what they're called? That looks like a boar, but it's a little bit odd. It almost looks like a Gondorian building though. Am I just supposed to search everything? That is also, like, potentially how they have this, so you have to search everything, and then... I don't think I searched everything on the table yet. Actually, I think that is the one thing I searched on the table. Okay, 4 table corners. I don't think I've done this room yet. Alright, how about these crates? Oh, I thought that might actually be it. Okay, so I've done this room, I've done this big room, I'm pretty sure I've done the desk. I wonder reading this, although your search beneath and behind the... By no Ered, okay. We searched there, I think I searched everything over here. Don't actually remember these 2 items. There's a downstairs with an actual door. I searched all that stuff. I searched both of these things, I believe. I don't actually remember the bed, though. Bed is too heavy. I did the wheelbarrow a while ago. I've been down here. I searched the paintings, the crates. I've searched the bed, I believe. Double check it. Oh, there we go. Maybe I didn't actually search it. I wonder if it was in the bed the whole time, or if you really did need to see... Really did need to actually search everything. Can still see through it. Oh, we need to search again? Open chest. Dwarf runes. Speak the name of he who carved me. Sounds like Durin's door. Oh, so Razor, it sounds like maybe you just have to use one of the beds twice. That could have been it, because I thought I clicked everything, thought I clicked that bed. So I just started clicking some random things twice just in case I actually didn't. Has he tried saying it in Dwarfish? Or Or his father might not have made the door. Maybe that's what I think instead. Velik. Actually, I remember that name. I feel like I remember that name. Could be a similar name. Great grandfather? How long can this go on? Stay tour. I really have no idea, like, if there's anybody important. Apparently I cannot be serious, but I have no idea what it is that I'm serious about. Bowen? Oh, it opened. We can actually see now. So this is what we are looking at. I believe these are a bunch more runes. Well, some of them, it almost looks like it's upside down from here, but I really can't tell. Some odd curved handwriting. Slanted. There we go. This actually looks like what I would imagine an endgame book of the Black Book of Mordor would look like. It's a book. It is bound in black leather. Sauron symbol. Book for Mordor. Very close. It's a Black Book for Mordor. I don't know if it's the Black Book of Mordor. Many of the pages are blank. Like something, okay. Is this the book quest? Yes, this is the book quest. For some reason at first I was thinking this was Howling Pit related. Oh hey, Nan's in here. This is in Kill's home. So, yes, that is the Black Book of Mordor. So is this something we are going to write in and finish? Meet up with Durin on the road west of Utterby and the Ironfold. Okay, apparently we are not completely done with this Iron Hill zone, which is not a problem, but it's probably more of a pass-through type thing. And we still, of course, have the Howling Pit. Now, the question is, can I get out of Kill's home? This leads back to the secret chamber. That's that little side room. Probably another little side room that we went by. So we're gonna go back down and there we go, yarn fast. So I believe this is one of the doors that used to be locked before we got that quest. Had to get to like chapter 8 to go there. So that is that. Otherwise, I need to investigate the eastern mine entrance. So I will see how far I can get on this with the Boy King. Eastern mine entrance. We are in the east. It does look to be an inn. How about this? Nope. There a different eastern mine entrance? Ah, probably that, actually, at the mine down on the south. Yes, the hidden chamber is the thing. Makes more sense for a nameless, faceless. What are these guys called again? Ancient Evil, but nameless, I believe. To actually be in the somewhat dark here. Oh, apparently they were shrieking. So back up to Nan. I think the Howling Pit could be interesting to try solo. I just know that some people in my kin wanted to run it, so I don't know if the plan was to do that Friday. Nameless. Okay.
One moment of my time, then.
Travel to Erebor,
Let us get
or
to the
seal.
point then, shall we?
Alright, so I believe that now actually more so wraps things up. So I will travel to Dale. We can talk to the Boy King, as the quest says. Yeah, the Nameless, they are, if you really zoom in on them, the detail on a lot of things in LOTRO, but including the Nameless, they're kinda spooky looking, creepy looking. Okay. We need to... Oh, the quest tracker looks so weird here because it has a bunch of Mithrin stuff showing. But yes, there's a couple things it looks like actually in Erebor that I need to deal with. There's also the whole Iron Hills that are by, but I just want an excuse to go back there. And in Dale. Oh, Dale. Okay, I think it's right and then left. Yeah. Hopefully. Maybe. There we go. And then I gotta get up that. Those steps are so hard to get up to with the... the state of LOTRO. Sometimes I'm a little bit mixed feeling on the state of LOTRO, but I think it's over time getting better. They of course had the recent very controversial thing of attempting to become more pay to win until there was, I think, the most severe backlash I've seen from LOTRO players about anything, like I would say almost ever, but definitely in the past couple years, that they then reverted their plans to not change anything. But outside of something like that, I actually think LOTRO is on the trend upwards lately with its content and quality of content. Wow, and this actually gives multiple appealing choices. I also have to be careful about replacing Light of Brindle and just disenchanting old stuff because it's important for the Howling Pit. As unfortunate as that is the case. Also, I have 286, so that's not horrible. I have completed almost every instance in the game. I would say the only one that's actually coming to mind, there might actually be a couple that I haven't completed outside of this, but the most recent 6-man instance from Gundabad. But yeah, I think I'll get the agility one here and just make sure I lock old one for the LOE. As far as stat efficiency goes, Mastery is more efficient than Crit, but I'd also be giving up Finesse and Crit, and it's about double the Mastery, so I think that's worth keeping as it is here. Go ahead and open these two random things. Ooh, that's actually a Teal Tracery. As useless as that one is, Spear Gamut damage, it is there is potential that I'd actually replace something here with it, but probably not. Mark target, okay. Yeah, unfortunately this Teal Tracery, problem with the RNG on all these traceries is I just don't want that one, and that's like a huge Teal Tracery that I have no use for. Javelin Skills critical chance, do I have that tracery? I might have that all on Louisden. Sounded familiar. I have done the tier 3 plus instances. I did, I think, a couple of those in the Minas Morgul, as well as the 2 3-mans. Attempted at least the 2 3-mans. I don't think we've actually done Assault on Deerstalk tier 3. Well, it's been so long since I've even tried that or done that. But I believe that wrapped everything up. As far as I know, these are repeatables for this zone. Okay, just double check everything there. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Standing Stone Games comes back with the currency changes. Will be interesting and a little bit scary at the same time, to clarify. Where's the Stable Master? I believe the port takes me somewhat close-ish to the Stable Master, so I'm actually just going to port to Dale. Even though I'm in Dale, it'll get me where I need to go quicker, I believe. And as we head to Erebor, I will go ahead and do some wrap-up type stuff for the stream. So, this is my first video / stream back since my extra long break, and I will probably continue with the streams for a little bit until I really do feel like making videos, assuming I want to play LOTRO. And then, when I do get to doing videos, there are a couple specific videos I want to do that I would have hoped to have had done already, but just a couple things that I usually do with a new year is, or at least I'm trying to usually do, I've done it one whole time, is my 2021 year in review video, and then follow it up with a looking forward to 2022 video, which could have started very poorly with the Ember stuff and might eventually be of concern at a later time in 2022. And then also a video kind of going around the currency changes, somewhat related to that, tangentially related to that. But probably not a video specifically focusing on what those old changes were, since it seems like they're not happening, at least in the state that Standing Stone Games originally announced. Okay, and then probably a video on the angles of, somebody called it Mithithal? Yeah, something like that. It has 3 THs in it. And it was Mithithal? Yeah. Too many iths. Totally tripping me up. But anyway, the angle zone that is coming in update 32, perhaps a video on that, which I believe is in beta. That would be a great potential. I'm going the wrong way. Great potential zone for me to do an exploring type video like I did with Wildwood, because it's low level, and if I transferred a character I could do that. My ping is currently 57.5 milliseconds. Slightly higher than normal, I think. Also going up to 61, 63. Okay, I feel like I'm going totally the wrong way. I went a way that I don't usually go because I think I have to go vertically up, and I'm not familiar with traveling in Erebor. Oh, here we go. Nearby guard. Oh, Grar's seal. This is actually... Find Grar's key. Oh. Search the Scholar's Abode. Where is the Scholar's Abode? I don't see it on the tracker anywhere. Red? It's not on Yarnfast, is it? Can you not click Yarnfast to zoom in on that? I guess not. Well, maybe that's something I will. Oh, the last mithril seal can only be opened safely. Walls of Erebor. I will actually look this on the LOTRO wiki because I want to go ahead and get it. Oh, itchy throat right now, but yes, we have to go. Do not enter Nori's home. The quest objective is a different location, Agshar Mazal, hidden out of the way corner of dwelling halls. So head north on the western edge, okay. It's kind of odd that it's not on the tracker at all, I feel like. Are these the Scholar Halls? Yep, Scholar's Abode, there we go. There we go. Also, I'm guessing there's no crafting here. There's scrolls chest. Okay, we probably gotta search everything again. Key is not here. Favorite piece of content from Gunabad so far? That's a good question. There are definitely some things to like about Gunabad. Den of Puglok, and particularly the Puglok fight, is pretty neat. It's almost hard to be a favorite though because there's so much going on in that fight. On lower difficulty, I could call it more of my favorite, but on higher difficulty, it's almost an annoying fight at this point. Yeah, I found the key. Otherwise, the questing has been actually really great. I oddly enjoyed the Deepscrave zone, which I know a lot of people did not enjoy, but I did enjoy it. One thing I will say, the map being broken, hopefully maybe they have already fixed that. I would have hoped that they have already fixed that by now, but the map being broken was real annoying. Looks like it's still broken. I don't know, maybe it's intentionally broken, but it's a really annoying one where it is offset just a little bit. Everything's southeast, or rather southwest of where it should be, and I think it becomes a little bit stretched, the offsetedness. But a simple way to get by that is just zooming out, which of course you lose a lot of detail, but it's not offset if you do the zoomed out view here. So that part's really annoying, but otherwise Deepscrave was actually a really fun zone to me when it seemed like it should not have been. Okay, looks like I need to do return to Yarnfast and then eventually go back there, so that is a good point to get wrapping up the stream, actually. But I still have to talk to King Thorin III and haul him through the mountains, so we will do that. And hello, Andrew. You missed most of the stream, but you made it back towards the end here. Bad time for an itchy throat in the middle of a stream, but at least we are wrapping it up. Birthplace of Durin, that part was pretty neat, which was that's a pretty nice zone. I'm trying to think of what that zone was. Deepscrave. There's Cloven Gap. It's in between Deepscrave and Cloven Gap. Glooming Tarn, that is what it's called. Oh, I can't even zoom out here. Was going to confirm it on the map, but Glooming Tarn was a really neat zone. The story there was quite interesting. There was a pretty big disappointment, though, with a particular quest. That is Vethug Wintermine. There was a particular quest where you had to kill... Minor spoiler. You had to kill like 100 Ingmarum, 101 Ingmarum, something like that. But then after you killed like 10 of them or something, a dwarf called you back and you no longer had to kill all 100. That was actually very disappointing. I thought they actually made an interesting quest for once. Anyway, listen to grievances of restless dwarves. Throughout that they're okay. Oh, here they are. I'm very tired of Erebor at this point, so the quicker we get out of here and onto Ered Mithrin, the better, so I will go ahead and do it today. There's the same map issues with East Rohan. I actually did not know about that. I don't know if that's recent or has been there the whole time. I've done... East Rohan is, well, Rohan in general, not my favorite place as far as LOTRO questing there goes, so maybe I just haven't been there enough to actually mind that. I almost feel like Heightbold, things felt a little bit offset there, because that's probably the place I've spent the most time in Rohan. I did rebuild Heightbold on this character, completed that of course as the extremely sped up version compared to what it used to be like, but I did do it on this character. Alright, got that done. Definitely listen to their grievances. Dory. No idea where Dory is. Can spend the mythal coin to go there. Missive Nori left behind before he departed. Just says in the hall under the mountain. There we go. Just wanted to go somewhere. Oops, wrong one. Dalehands, Erebor. Just quiet in the hall, so that is still in here. I might go to the LOTRO wiki. I will check just in case he's up here. Okay, walk through and notes. Dory stands in the hall under the mountain on the eastern side on the upper level. Yeah, that was actually very helpful. I believe the secret door is visible. I don't remember if you can actually go in it though, but the secret door, if I remember correctly, is in the game. That was about all I remember about it. There he is. Andrew, unfortunately, we're just slightly slower than the LOTRO wiki in the case, but I do appreciate the confirmation. Having not done these enough, compared to like a lot of low-level content in LOTRO, I am really not familiar with where a lot of the stuff is. Okay, so... yeah, find dwarf matching Dory's description in the new loads. Nerathak. New loads would be... oh, where did we go? I thought I went to Rovanian. I guess I went to what was the old Rovanian. Erebor. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to journey to the hall under the mountain if I can. I cannot, it's 14 seconds. Yeah, okay, Durin's Day event. I have done Durin's Day event more than once. I kind of forgot that was the exact location of the secret door. I usually go there more so for the statue and the view, that I forget that the secret door is right there. I actually don't know what all this quest leads to, how necessary it is. But let's see, I need to go outside. I wanted to see how many objectives there were. It looks like on the LOTRO wiki, all I can see is that Dory stands in the hall under the mountain on the eastern side on the upper level, but doesn't have anything after that. Okay, so if I go to... listen to grievances, we've done that. So deliver Dory's missive to Dory. So yeah, we're actually going to deliver the missive to Dory. Then I believe this long quest will be done. And then it'll be ready to have a final visit in Iron Hills before we move to... oh, we actually have to defeat Cave Claws. That was not a part of the plan. Okay, by the time we get the way of the dwarves, we'll eventually get to Ered Mithrin, so it looks like... Okay, there are 2 more quests it looks like I need to do to actually get to Ered Mithrin. Exposed Burrow. Defeat Deep Claws. Oh, these are Cave Claws, not Deep Claws. So I guess I have to do the burrows to summon the Deep Claws. There's an exposed burrow. There's a random minecart just moving along. What are we up to? 3 out of 6? This will be 4 out of 6. This will be 5 out of 6, and according to the map, looks like there will be 1 more right here. Now I'm guessing I will just need to go back, so I will start heading that way. Need to talk to Devil. So not Dory, but Devil. Was that his name the whole time? Oh yeah, I can get him out. I don't know if that helps so much doing it this late. To Dory. So this is not Dory. At this point it's hard to actually know if it's worth using Journey to the Hall Under the Mountain, since I'm actually pretty close to it. Especially considering Dory, although I thought it was Nori we talked to earlier, is up at the top at the end, so it would be kind of far away anyway. Ah, Nori's home. That is that guy. Maybe. I forget when Durin's Day is. It was... We had not Ered Mithrin. We had this place, Erebor, unlocked on Anor when it happened. So it was somewhat recent. For some reason I'm thinking like October 2nd-ish. I don't know why that particular day is coming to mind, but maybe sometime around then. Okay, so we need to meet Dory at Nori's home. Alright, so at this point I think it's worth using Journey to the Hall Under the Mountain. Okay, so I remember the way I went last time, which I think is actually decent because it takes me up where I need to be. I just have to remember to actually stay on track with that. This stuff is not looking familiar. I need to go up. Alright, I'll try going up and down. Seems like a bad idea because I think I have to go up there. And last time I was able to cross something over there, yeah. Broken legs. Makes a very crunchy sound when you break your legs. Maybe this was actually the right way. And that dwarf is walking on the handrails. Okay, so we go up. How did I make it there so, like, perfectly last time and now I'm totally lost? Because I really don't remember doing any steps like that last time. Okay, we'll see where this leads. So, this is a little bit of a random thought, but when we had Erebor housing, when I first went into that, I did not expect it to be that, like, emerald green type color that we see a little bit here. I expect it to be maybe more like this type of thing, more of a blue, kind of that crystally looking thing. Kind of like this has a little bit of a bluish tint as well, this general area. That's what I expected a lot of the Erebor housing to look like instead of what we got with being extremely green. I assume it still looks the same as when it was first in beta, but yeah, that is something that I'm not the biggest fan of with it. Okay, this is Nori's. Unlock the door. Oh, there we go. So Chris, you got the mastery skills on your warden. Oh, you got them to build sequences faster. Now you got to figure out which are useful. Yeah, the masteries take quite a while to get used to, I think. Eventually, at least this was the experience for me, eventually just by playing more, I sped up with all of them. And eventually got used to using them with keybinds. That was actually perhaps the tougher part, was not clicking them and using keybinds instead. Now it's actually really hard to click the Gambit masteries. When I was on my laptop that one time, I had to do that because the way the function keys work. This is Moria. Wow, that map looks just like the in-game map. Actually, is there a little door there? We want Rovanian. Apparently we're going to Gundabad. Moria. There is a little door there. Okay. Door looking thing. I just didn't remember that on the map. I wonder if there probably aren't any differences compared to our Moria. Anyway. Talking a lot about Thickle Gundu, it looks like. The 6-man instance, if I remember correctly. There we go. We are forbidden. Why are we forbidden from traveling to Thickle Gundu? When you continue the quest, oh, you will swiftly travel there. That is a feature I like. This is a neat view of, I think that was Ravenhill. Talk to Dory. Alright. Oh, we have to collect all this stuff. Oh no. As long as none of the stuff is actually in the hall near the mountain, which I guess it is. Keep my delete key on. Your duty to king and kin. Alright, coils. Water skins are found near the fountain on the first and second floors. Doran and... or not Dory. Not Durin. Dory and company will not appear until the appropriate time of day in game. I thought they got rid of time of day stuff a long time ago. I think it's neat, but there is the problem of people just like wanting to do the quest. I remember Enedwaith, I don't know if it still has it, but at least used to have it where like certain mobs would only be out at night or something like that. There might have been some other quests where you had to wait for nighttime. Usually it seems to be waiting for nighttime. Oh, there was one in Bree where you either had to wait for daytime and somebody would be there, but I think nowadays you can like ring a bell and they'll be there whenever. Might have been the other way around with nighttime, but yeah, there are some quests like that that I definitely think they're a neat idea, but in practice or in regular gameplay, I could find them annoying. My current thoughts on re-experiencing the Update 23 content in LOTRO with the Lenora is currently mixed. Iron Hills was still fun. Going back there was quite fun. Yeah, near Adzo's camp. But going back to Erebor and all the stuff we're doing in Erebor, I would much rather have just not had it than had it. Ooh, whoa. Just some slightly injured toes. Oh yeah, one in Lothlorien. Yeah, knock on the door at night to talk to Bill. Black Rider and Shire. Don't quite remember that one. I wonder if I did that one, because I thought I did all of the Shire quests on my Guardian, but I don't specifically remember that one. Okay, water skins, I'm guessing the opposite side has one. Oh. Lighting lanterns along the road. Yeah, there are definitely quests where it like makes more logical sense to have them only at night or something like that. Like, yes, lighting lanterns. Lighting basically anything, or having only certain or enemies out only at night could also make sense. Having an NPC available only during daytime. It would be immersive, but annoying. Maybe it would be immersive enough that it wouldn't be too annoying. Or if it isn't like a crucial quest, if it really doesn't matter if you get it done or not. So you can freely skip it, but if it just happens to be the right time of day, you can do the quest. Durin's Folk Collection box. Dusty page. Oh, I only need page 3, 4, and 5 now. We need more bedrolls and more coils of rope. Another bedroll. Can I get it? I can. Coil of rope. There's another bedroll, so that will be 6 and 6. And now we need to deliver them to Nori and Nori's home. Not again. Alright, this time I will try to get there better. Do a better job at getting to Nori's home. I wonder if it'd be okay to go straight to the Jewelstead. This will probably be my last time. Hopefully my last time ever. Honestly, hopefully my last time going to Erebor. That would be quite ideal if I never have to come to Erebor again. Sorry to Erebor housing, which I was really hoping I would actually kind of like Erebor housing and actually get a premium house, but right at this moment that doesn't seem too likely for me. Now if they release Forakel housing, that's about as close as a guarantee for me to actually get a house. Well, with how long I have spent with these current quests here in Erebor, even if it has just been half an hour or whatever, it's been a few hours too long. I never want to be in Erebor again. These dwarves are seeming like hobbits, making me do all their chores right now. At least hobbits would make sure I get not only breakfast, but second breakfast as well. Moria's current endgame content. I would definitely rather be stuck in Moria than Erebor. River Hobbits and Vales. River Hobbit houses. So when they release River Hobbits, they could do River Hobbit houses in Vales or Wells of Lengthblood. That would be neat to me. I also think, well, I was going to say Lothorian housing could be interesting. Perhaps it's like, I don't even know how they would do the neighborhood, but you're like up in a treetop in the Goldenwood. Maybe for lore reasons they could bring back the reputation requirement, which might be annoying. It would probably even be annoying to me, but hey, Glowin's in here? I did not know that. Or is he part of company? I guess I'm packing his pack right here. I feel like this would be Glowin and company, just because he seems like a more famous dwarf that I actually know. Otherwise, all these other dwarves are like, don't know them as well, essentially. It's been a long while since I've posted to Twitter. I'm just seeing all the notifications of people liking and retweeting, which is nice, but not used to it. Hello, Admiral Foxarium. We are doing quite good. The cat is happy to have the streams back because she gets attention. Not that she doesn't get attention outside of streams, but she seems to be excessively persistent about sitting right in front of me when I stream. Must be the microphone being down and all the talking means time to sit in front of me. Okay, what was going on there? Outside Erebor after dusk. So it does have the time element in the description. Outside of Erebor means I can travel somewhere. I could even go to Yarnfast. My cooldown's already almost done. Wow, maybe we should go ahead and do that. So that means I could, for example, muster in Dale and take a swift travel to Erebor. I think would be quicker than trying to get up here. Gondorian housing would have been apartments and ministerial. That would have been neat. I don't think that would have gotten me to get a Gondor house. Honestly, the main problem I have with the Gondorian housing is one, how far spread out the houses are. That's kind of a little bit annoying to me. And also, I just don't like the Gondorian style. That's the big part. Otherwise, the other premium housing neighborhood we have is Rohan, and while I actually don't dislike the world building of Rohan, I feel like I sometimes tend to over criticize Rohan so much that it might seem like I don't like the world building of Rohan. Can I go to Yarnfast from here? I can. Oh, I can actually go to all of those. I need to go to Yarnfast for something. Oh, Grar Seal. What was I going on about Rohan? Got distracted by the Howling Pit again, but yeah, Rohan, it's just the housing there was kind of made unappealing just by it being Rohan to me. But yeah, the world building of Rohan and even some of the views you get from the neighborhoods aren't bad. It's just not really like an area that I really want to have a house, but I will say it's probably my favorite of the premium housing areas. That said, having a Kin Island in whatever place that is, seek the entrance of the Howling Pit. So we're ready to run the Howling Pit? As far as I know, the Howling Pit is over here. It's a mithril seal. Oh, maybe it's not over here. Ah, there's a downstairs, a basement. This looks like one of my Minecraft houses. This is Door Baron Grar Seal. There we go. We got two of the doors open. Oh. Oh, wow. It was really spooky in here. Is the Howling Pit repeatable? This is an extreme challenge instance suited for a Okay. It's an extreme challenge instance, but it's only 3-man small fellowship. I have 272 Light of Rindle. So what I'm thinking is, I'm level 117, it's extreme challenge. We should try to solo it. Ooh, Grar's Bones. Your party must not leave the encounter. What party? I don't see a party here.
3 doors and a seal of Mithrin, built to contain a rift of howling horrors.
I wonder if I should actually go tank spec. I don't know how much kiting I will be able to do. Like, I feel like if I try to step out, that'll be like an instant defeat. Yeah, I do remember this being 200, so I have plenty. I don't know how I got so much. I've even replaced some of my shadow gear. Or do you get a, like, passive 100 buff now for being past level 115 or something? Is that a thing? Effective shadow minus 252. I feel like I have so much light that I should just be buffed because of it. Ooh, tentacles. I actually have no idea how long this takes. Hey, one of the very few times that putting that on battle memory is useful. Yeah, they're... Oh? Yeah. There's a decent chance that... I have no idea what I'm targeting, apparently. But passive 80, okay. I think I probably should try to switch to tank. I don't know how much defense it'll help me with, but... Also put some potions down here. Am I able to walk out here? Oh, I am? I actually did not know that. Y'all could probably tell how scared I was. Okay, things just got a lot easier, and I could even potentially, with that one, to shift back to the other spec. Summoning Darkling, that is actually not a problem right now for me, that I am aware of, at least. I'm just going to be extra safe since I really don't know what's going on. I want to ensure their death. I wonder if one of the... This probably wasn't an intention. Actually, if I remember correctly, Howling Pit wasn't released until a bit after Update 23. Perhaps I am mistaken on that, though. What are all those guys' corruptions? Preparing to make special attacks and deflection, okay. But I was going to say, I wonder if one of the intentions was that you just still have light parental gear by the time you get to this. Just be extra safe. Hey, I got some marks of Longbeard. I really don't know why. Did I like complete a phase of this or something? Oh, we did intermediate. No, new deed intermediate. I did, I guess, Howling Pit number 1. Oh, this is actually scary now. It's going to be a lot tougher than that. This guy's got a lot of health too. 80k. Also, I am rooted, so it's actually a nice time to be in tank spec. Might even want to stack some of my buffs if I can. Oh, it's like the Watcher. Ow. Reflected. I don't think all that was reflected, but something. Yeah, tentacle strangle. I was strangled. I might give this 1 or 2 more tries. Oh, I thought it might let me just do it again. Might give this 1 or 2 more tries, but I don't know. I'm thinking tank would be best, but if that's the second tier, I believe there are 3 big waves you need to get by. Maybe I just need to put more enhancement runes in. Also wonder if stepping out actually does do something bad to me. Chill air. That's a problem with kiting, is you keep going in and out of the aura area and just keep getting tons of that damage stacking. I also believe I have some consumables that I could try to use real quick at some point. Oh yikes, I'm about to die. I go to tank spec to be safe. I wonder that if that thing, whatever they're doing that does all that damage to me is interruptible, because I believe I'm on the first phase and last time I survived that pretty fine in yellow line, I thought. I think I was still in yellow line at this point. Yeah, that tentacle strangle, that does that much damage every 6 seconds. Oh, wow. It really does make me curious, though, if that happened before and I just happened to kill the tentacles before it really did much to me. I'm able to use abilities while it's going on, it seems. 10 waves that each increase by 20 shadow, okay. Think you got that deed when you finished the first 3 waves. There are 10 waves. We're back to the signatures now. Don't run out of the middle? Maybe. I didn't even realize I could run out of the middle. I'm about to die here. I might have to go to range dance though if I really can't. Yeah, I remember running around fine with this wave, but they're packing a little bit of damage right now. Oh, I think I actually have spear sweeping on this line. Yes, I will try to get consumables during the next break, which I believe will be after this guy. Except he died right away. Oh, nope, no consumables. Okay, so if it's 10 light up Brindle per wave, we're on wave 5 now? Wait, there are 10 waves that increase shadow by 20, so we're nowhere near whatever wave I just talked about. These guys just start doing a lot of damage. Maybe I actually do need level 120 gear and I could eventually solo this. Probably tactical mitigation over physical. Trying to build all my buffs up and not die at the same time. Okay, just need him to live long enough that I get Celebration of Skill off. Oh. Okay, so got my important food eaten. And now we have the tentacles again. I don't think I can quite hit all of them. Actually, I hit none of them with that. I'm going to try staying in the middle and see if I get tentacle thinged. I do have floating names on, right? Nope. Well, so far they haven't done the thing to grab me. I really don't know what I am, and I'm not. Apparently not hitting them with basically anything. Let's face turn it. This would be a great time to be building all my defensive buffs, but I don't think that's safe right now. I do have my anti-stun one. That would also give me a little bit of tactical mint. I really shouldn't be building this gambit to restore power, like who I'm attacking. Okay, so I can put Never Surrender back on. Didn't know when to use that. I actually don't know how my target changed there. Okay, that's 2 buffs up. All that healing is mainly from some of the gambits I'm using. So this like range safeguard, for example, does some healing to me. Range restoration does some healing to me as well. And just stacking a bunch of those eventually. Well, it's not much healing individually. Eventually, all those together heal me decently, and the tentacles just don't do enough damage that it really does much to me. Okay, Howling Dark Maw looks the scariest, so I will Ranger's Howling challenge him. I believe these guys I can run off fairly safely-ish. I will try for the most part to stay on the platform, especially just in case like some random tentacles come out. Debuff, don't even know what it does. Ooh, that resolution is not going to hit much. Somebody's got a lot of health. Oh, the one in the back. I don't really know what the point of that gambit I used was. Yeah, I think at this point I will try to build some defensive buffs up. So if I look at the shadow that's going on, I'm perhaps on wave 4-ish right now. I know that one thing just triggered, which isn't ideal, but it did. Never surrender. Basically, never surrender is my one safeguard. Oh, we have elites. That might explain some of the damage I'm taking. Love all these little guys are helping me heal up, though. Eventually I'll need to get some damage on these overseers, though. Oops, I did not mean to use whatever gambit I just used. Oh, that hurt. I don't know what that was that hit me for a lot there, but it really did hurt. I'm really close to being done for. I do have some premium potions I can use. At this point, it very much so could be worth considering using those. Getting some decent healing here. Haven't had a huge damage spike in a moment. Okay, now would be a great time to get a resolution. Slowly but surely healing up. These things aren't really dying, though. I need to get some damage on them. Actually, they are healing up. Are the Darklings healing them? Or am I just doing really that little damage? Oh yeah, that guy just healed all the way up. Oh wow. Actually, I don't know what gambit I just used, but I don't think that's what I needed to use. Maybe when they use their induction heals up? No, that didn't heal him up. Oh no, I'm just going to try to kill it instead. Ah, he healed up again. Unfortunately, I have no idea what healed him up, and at this point it's kind of hard for me to investigate. Did Never Surrender trigger? Oh, I didn't want to use that. First of all, it is really not ideal that Never Surrender triggered. Definitely didn't want... Okay, I'm about to go down. Yeah. So with Never Surrender triggering, that was kind of bad, but... What was I going to say? I actually forgot what I was going to say. It was... them healing. Yeah, I was focusing more on damage and stuff rather than trying to outlive. But I think that will wrap it up. That was a little bit of a long attempt, and I'm getting quite tired that so much so that I'm completely forgetting what I was intending to say at the point there. It does say, yeah, it did say extreme challenge and 3-man. Seems like it'd be a decent challenge for 3-man, but we were, as far as I know, only like in the middle of it. But yeah, I believe my kin was planning on running this anyway. I just thought it would be fun to try to solo it for fun. Maybe at level 120 when I'm geared up and actually more primed for this. First of all, I am level 120, and second of all, yes, more geared and primed for this. Maybe we could try to solo it. I don't know if it's repeatable, like you can go back to it just for fun. But if it is, it's something I would like to try to do if I remember. Otherwise, I was not planning on doing this at all today, so I thought the progress was somewhat decent solo. Maybe if I actually used my premium potions and did a little bit better preparing in the last fight, could have gotten through those 2 guys, but probably would have gotten worse, as in more difficult over time. So yeah. Otherwise, as far as just generally being back to YouTube again, I do plan to keep up probably with streams more so in the near future, and if I feel like working on videos, that will be what I do. But hopefully, like, if there's some decent news that pops up for LOTRO, I can do that, like update 32, which I believe is coming in February, and anything else that happens till then. I'm probably at a point where I can cover it now, and yeah, might have some random videos in the future, but the tentative plan is to focus more so on streams the next week or so and see how things go. Anyway, to wrap up my return stream, which actually did end up being quite a bit longer than initially intended, that is where I will leave it. So, as far as this stream goes, I hope you all did enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy me being back. And if you did enjoy it, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. Which, speaking of channel member, I do appreciate everybody that is a channel member and has become a channel member, especially sticking through it while I've had like a whole month without videos, such as Zaya, I know, was here earlier, and Andrew has been here more recently, as we have stuck it out trying to get through the Howling Pit. So anyway, yeah, there's that channel membership. Just appreciate the people that do that. And as far as the stream goes, thanks for watching, everyone.